Dear Diary, sorry that I have not written for the past 10 days, for I have been in the hospital recovering from a great illness. The big game commercials were extremely disappointing. It made me sad. It made me mad. It made me wish that I would die. And then I kind of got my wish and I became very, very, very ill. Literally all life of humanity was sucked out of my soul. I spent a week in the hospital recovering. It was awful. I had to get my stomach pumped every 2 hours. I didn't even know bad comedy could affect my stomach. But after days and days of pumping my stomach, giving me breathing treatments, and removing my pancreas, nothing seemed to work until they gave me unicorn tears. I drank over 10 gallons of unicorn tears. It seemed to do the trick. And now I am more alive than ever, and happy. I was a little disturbed at how they were able to get the animal to cry, mainly by showing it M. Night Shyamalan movies, particularly The Last Airbender, an M. Night Shyamalan classic. I would never wish that upon anybody. Poor animal. But I don't care anymore because I'm happy. Unfortunately, that means that we missed the weekly show last week, but I guess nobody noticed, so it doesn't matter. Oh look, our new doorbell that we just got works now.
Wow, I can't believe we made it back.
Muy bien.
I think Mexico really took a toll on you. Oh, hey, T, we're back!
Who are you again?
You put me in a box and shipped me to Mexico?
Okay, no, look, alright, I was a desperate man, desperate times, desperate measures, I put you in a box. I'm sorry, okay, but you know what I did?
And then I couldn't even buy a sandwich. I had no money. Oh, and did I tell you the bus didn't even pick us up?
No, I want that jacket back.
No, that's my
swear
jacket.
No!
Cats and dogs. I had to literally put myself back in the box, ship myself. Are you even listening?
In Espanol, amigo. You should have stayed in Mexico.
You know what, kid? Maybe I like this box. Those long 2 days that I was in this, it became my friend. Don't touch my box. I said don't touch my box. You're really gonna do that?
Good, come out of the box then. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
It's
you're
real,
out of the box
okay?
now.
I know you don't believe that, but it's real.
Hey! I don't know about you guys, but I am a professional and I like doing my job. So if you wouldn't mind stop being babies and yelling at each other for a second and actually, setting up for the show. Garrett, set up for the show! Hello, welcome to the weekly show where we recap all of the biggest news that happened this past week here at DHS and the world. My name is Tuan Lee, and hey, no time for stalling, let's just get into this episode, starting with phlegm. Students who want to change the world with physics and math. Remember when these phlegm students were doing these cool projects that could possibly change the world and they were presenting them in front of the district? Well, now they submitted those projects to Samsung in a competition called Solve for Tomorrow, and they were the Colorado State winners. Yes, they won $25,000 in technology for their school. And now they have an opportunity to win another $125,000. The problem that the phlegm students are trying to solve is to help elementary school students not reach their sensory overload so that it doesn't reach its limit, because their cafeteria at Lincoln Elementary School is so loud that even if you were whispering, it would be too loud and would go at the peak of our sensory overload. Oh, and how exactly do they plan to solve this problem? Well, they want to soundproof the cafeteria using, you guessed it, cardboard. Cardboard, kid, it has a variety of uses. You could use them for boxes, you could use it for boxes, and you could also use it for soundproofing, apparently.
So it is basically threefold. So the first part is actually implementing sound panels themselves. So these are physically going to dampen the sound within the cafeteria at Lincoln Elementary. And the second part is to build a sound monitor. So the kids will actually be able to self-monitor themselves. So there will be a green circle in the middle, and then an orange circle, and then a red circle. So the louder they get, it's going to be connected to an Arduino, which is basically a miniature computer to tell basically that monitor when the sound is too loud. So when it's green, they're at a good sound level. When it's orange, they're at a not so good sound level, and then red, they need to quiet down. So that's a way for them to monitor themselves. And then the third part is actually educating the students. So we have gone into a class and taught them a little bit about sound waves and the detrimental effects that overexposure to sound can have. So hopefully with education and actually implementing materials and putting it in the students' hands themselves, we will dampen sound.
And just to recap, they have a possibility of getting $125,000 in technology for our school if they win. So yeah, go science, kids! Go science it up and science it some more so that we can get some science things and get tech to do science with. I'm sorry, I'm still rusty at the hosting thing. I missed another week. You know what? Maybe, did I just lose my groove? I have no idea. But you know who didn't lose her groove? Lydia Stockup. I would like to give a belated congratulations to Lydia Stockup, who got 1,000 points in speech, which is not an easy feat considering when you take into account how points are awarded.
It all just depends on what event you're in. For example, debate, every round that you win, you get 6 points. Every round that you lose, I believe you get 3 points. And then when you're in the various acting events, I think it's typically, if you're first in the room, you get 5 points. If you're second, you get 4, so on.
Once again, congratulations to Lydia Stockup and the Phlegm students for being the state champions for Samsung Solve for Tomorrow.
It went all right.
Finally, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the pink elephant in the room. Am I right? I'm sorry, I'm not funny. Valentine's Day. Today is Valentine's Day, a day in which you cry because you are forever alone, or you are dreading because you can't impress your significant other. Now, Valentine's Day is a cute enough concept for a holiday. I mean, it's a holiday based all about love. How amazing is that? Well, you see, I don't think so. Valentine's Day is a sham, and you know it. Why? Because people have to ruin it. But let's start with the origins of Valentine's Day. And there's several different origin stories for Valentine's Day, none as amazing as Batman's, but they're all kind of terrible. And let's start with the most tame, one being that it is based on the Roman festival Lupercalia, which is a celebration of the spring by pairing off men and women by lottery. Yeah, not exactly what you picture about Valentine's Day. You picture the birth of Cupid or something, but okay, whatever. So Valentine's Day isn't based on love, but that's what it is now, and that's how we choose to celebrate it, and it definitely wasn't as bad. It's not as bad now as it was back then, okay? But there's definitely an argument here, okay? Let's look at the numbers. On this day, gold jewelry generates a whopping 34 million tons of mine waste. Red roses emit 9,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide. And speaking of roses, a mass quantity of roses are shipped from South Africa, which wastes fossil fuels. 1 in 10 adults feel lonely or unwanted on Valentine's Day. 40% of people find the holiday depressing in general, and this is where it kind of gets depressing. The suicide rate tends to spike on this day. Now, all depressing things aside, there's also the pressure put on Valentine's Day gifts. Men and women spend a lot of money on this day. And sometimes there's a little bit of hypocrisy there, which, you know, is insane because nobody knows what a proper Valentine's Day gift even is. I mean, is a chocolate and candy not enough? Or is this a time where you're like, you know what, my boyfriend has really wanted a PS4, maybe I should get it for him? Which is it? We don't know. And that also brings us to our next point, which is that this is the most commercialized holiday behind Christmas, with over 150 billion cards being sent last year, Hallmark Valentine's Day cards, and $18 to $19 billion being made on Valentine's Day. And you see, that's the problem. This day isn't really about the love like it is advertised. It is materialistic, it is fake, it is about one-upping each other, and most of the time, Valentine's Day is just a toxic holiday. Most people are not happy on this day, and if you're one of those few that are, congratulations, you have the secret code. But most people are either depressed or because they are single, which coined the term Single Awareness Day, which also ironically spells sad. And it's just an awful, awful, awful day. Which is why I want to bring you guys something a little different this episode, instead of just ranting with no purpose. Love is a powerful thing. It can bring people together in amazing ways like nothing else can. So today we're going to play a little bit of a game, and it is called the I Love game. I found it online. It's a pretty simple game that I found by the Clunes. Shout out to the Clunes on YouTube. But basically, it could be played on any day of the year, not just Valentine's Day. So I encourage you guys to play this not just on this day, but outside of this day, tomorrow, next week, next month. And basically, you just have to list all of the things that you love in a minute or less. Because love is amazing, and it puts things into perspective for you and shows what is really important. And I'm going to prove it right now. Garrett, list all of the things that you love in a minute. Go!
Me, myself, I, Gary Beta with one T, myself.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh! Me too! Shania Dicely, 1E, 1U. I love Me Too.
Dude.
Tyler, list all the things that you love in 1 minute. Go!
I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Trek's okay.
Yeah.
Dogs, cats, outdoors, food. I love food.
Dude. No way? You like food too?
Yeah.
Dude, food's like my favorite thing in the world.
I know, but it cannot beat this box. I love this box so much.
I mean, it's a pretty good box. I like this box.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Did we just become best friends?
We totally did.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Dude, karate.
That's the power of love. Come with me, come with me. We're gonna ask more people. Get out of the way, Kate.
I love my parents and my brothers and Mesa and these hooligans.
I love the outdoors, I love food, I love working out, I love science.
I love life. I love teaching. I love my children. I love having my own home. I love living in a small community.
And the sunshine and tennis and breakfast burritos and apples and some cereals.
I love family. I love friends. I love skateboarding.
I love all of my students, most of them. Some of them are a challenge some days.
I love punk rock and lipstick and sleeping and music. I already said that.
I love Frank Sinatra and Adele and Sam Smith and my phone and horoscopes and Starbucks and Doghouse.
I love puppies and I love my mom and dad and I love my boyfriend and I love going to movies and I love reclining chairs and I love chocolate.
Oh, and I love being able to see and I love colors.
Chocolate cake, but it depends on what it is. Like if it's store brand, that's fine. But the frosting has to be on point. My ideal cake is about like maybe yay high, yay wide.
And you love your family and your friends and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, and my family and my friends.
I love the color purple. I love dogs. I love cats. I love animals. I love The Walking Dead.
I love my fiance. I love my kids. I love my grandbabies. I love my family. That means all 15 brothers. Annette, Ken, Diane, Dwayne, Roger, Jerry, Gord, Carol, Don, Paul, Lou, Pete, Sil, and Gail. I love all of them.
And with that, that is our show. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this, please click subscribe to see more videos like this. You can follow the Popper on all the social media channels right there. And as always, guys, my name is Tuan Lee. This has been The Weekly Show. Until next time, bye!
Yeah.
Let's go do karate in the garage.
Let's do karate in the garage.